We're gonna do something a little weird, a little different. As you can finally see, my entire background, the whole background. Um, what I picked up the other day, I picked up a book on coding for beginners, and I was gonna go ahead and read some of it and work on some stuff. Uh, Try and learn as we do the stream. It also helped me for later, so that way I can rewatch my particular stream on what I did and how I did it, so I can also rewatch what I was doing, so I can learn also by visually. See, I have a hard time when it comes to learning personally. I always have. Um, it's I'm a hands-on learner plus visual. If somebody's just spouting facts to me, I don't get it. I never will. Somebody can just say something to me, and I'm like, where? Where is it at? Where is it at in front of me? Or how do I do this individually? How do I do this? And this one's at least a it's an easy step, and it's in full color, and it also has, like, images to kind of give you an idea of what you're supposed to be typing and how it's supposed to look, so that it's really helpful. Because a lot of textbooks, and I feel like this is a common issue with textbooks, is that they are sorry, they're very they just have words, and they have like they have some photos, but they're like small and hard to read, like, and they're like 15 steps ahead of where you're at, and you're like, I don't know where how to get to that if that's supposed to be the end product. So I'm going to go through this book. I already did some of the things last night because I was excited to work on it, and I can start in at the beginning of the book. It's not hard to get where I'm at right now. Okay, where are you at? Where was the very beginning for me? So I bought this at at Burns and Noble of all places, which I love. All right, so we'll start setting up. Before you can begin coding programs in the Python language, you need to set up a programming environment on your computer by installing the Python interpreter and standard library of tested code modules that comes along with it. This is available online as a free download from the Python Software Foundation. All you have to do is launch a web browser and navigate to python.org/downloads. Then click the download button to grab the latest version for your system. In this example, it's a Windows installer file named python 3.10.4 amd64.exe. That's the example. There's the new one now is like 3.11 or something like that. The download When the download completes, find the executable.exe file in your download folders, then run the file to launch the Python setup. Now, when you do this, you want to click on the Add Python 3.10 to the path. You want to click on that. Now click on Customize Installation to open an Optional Features dialog and select All Options, which is click next. Click Next to open the Advanced Options dialog, then choose the Association Files or Associate Files, create shortcuts, and add Python to the environment variables. There's little hot tips on the side. I'm also going to read those. Installers for Mac OS and other platforms are also freely available at python.org/downloads. So if you want to use this on your Mac, or if you want to use it on any other, I mean, really, this is like two choices: Windows, Mac. Just saying. Adding Python to the system path makes it available from within any directory. After installation, you can enter the exact command python-v at a command prompt to see the interpreter respond with its version number. All right, so after that, be sure to install the Python packages manager pip, which is one of the optional features in the boxes. When you're going to the next, it'll say documentation pip td/tk and idle Python test suite and py launcher. Pip will be the second part down. Just go ahead and click on that box. And then in your advanced options, it says set the installation location to C whatever the hell, two dots / Python, then click the install button. If offered, click the option to disable path length limit to avoid any path related issues. Click the close button to complete the Python setup. On completion, the Python group is added to your Start All app menu. Most important of this group is the idle item that launches the Python integrated development environment. All right. You will use the idle launcher often, so right click on its icon and choose more pin to taskbar. Okay, I can do that. I gotta find it in my start menu, which is something I had to find yesterday. There it is. Where you at? Into start. Sure. A lot easier, I guess. So now we're gonna open up the actual idle. Alright, so install Python software package includes the integrated development environment, or idle, in which you can easily code and run programs or snippets written in Python language. Idle provides two different windows for program development: shell window and edit window. This is the shell window. Oh, I accidentally opened up two. Ah, neat. When you start up idle, it opens a new window containing a menu bar, a banner describing the version, and a prompt. Yeah, like one of those triangle prompts, like three of these little guys right here. Can't see. Bring this up a little higher. There you go. Be right over here. All right, and then this is a shell window in which you can interact directly with the Python interpreter by entering statements at the prompt. So menu bar is your file, version banner right here, Python version, and interactive prompt right here. Most programming languages require text strings to be enclosed in quote marks to differentiate them from program code. By convention, Python coders use single quotes. So if the interpreter understands your entry, it will respond with an appropriate reply. Otherwise, it will report an error. Okay. So you can make the interpreter print out a string of text by entering a Python print and then into enclosed fuck is that called? I hate when I blank on something. Quotes, or not quotes, whatever the fuck those things are. Okay, so function statement that encloses your string within quote markers inside the parentheses at the interactive prompt. You can also make the interpreter print out the results of a simple arithmetic sum by entering a valid sum statement at the prompt. If your statement is not valid, such as a sum that attempts to divide a number of zero or number by zero, the interpreter will print out an error message that helpfully describes the nature of the error. Open an idle shell window then precisely enter this statement at the interactive prompt. Okay. All right, let's try this. So type print, then bracket, and looks like a hello world exclamation point. There it is. So it does it on its own. It just prints out hello world. I feel like this is really small for you guys. Let me know if you can't really read what's being like typed out or anything like that. I'll have to work around that. Gotta be a way. Anyways, now enter this sum statement at the interactive prompt. 8 plus 4. Okay. 8. Enter. 12. Hit return to see the enter to see the interpreter print the results total. Enter this valid statement at the interactive or invalid statement to see what the error code would show up as. So if I type in 8 divided by 0, enter. Track back, most recent call last, file py shell line 1 in module 8 divided by 0, 0 division error, division by 0. Okay, that explains that, which is exactly what shows in the book. Spaces in statements are ignored, so 8 plus 4 can be entered without spaces. Okay, so you don't really need to add spaces. You can add them, but you don't really need to add them. You add them, it ignores it, but if you do add them, it's not a big, like, if you don't add them, it's not a big deal. It'll still understand what you're trying to do. The shell window is mostly used to test snippets of code. Okay, so this is just to test code. So to make code, it's probably a different thing. That's probably under the other, so it's a shell window. Where's the other one? The edit window is probably the one where you make one. So getting help. Get some help. The idle shell window provides a great help utility where you can find help on any Python topic when coding Python programs. Help can be sought by entering a Python help with the brackets statement at the interactive prompt. A welcome message appears and the prompt changes to help, and then one of the damn triangles, I forget what the fuck those things are called, to denote you are now in help mode. Open an idle shell window, then precisely enter this statement at the interactive prompt. Okay, so let me close this one and then open up a new one. Maybe I just need to change this to just clicking on that. Properties, that way maybe you'll be able to see it better. Yeah, okay. That works. I'd say that's a little better. Yeah. As long as you guys can see it, that's all that freaking matters. Alright, so an idle shell window, which is what I did, then precisely enter the statement at the interactive prompt. Help. Alright, welcome to Python 3.11 help utility. If this is your first time using Python, you should definitely check out the tutorial on the internet at docs.python.org /3.11/tutorial/period. Enter the name of any module, keyword, or topic to get help on writing Python programs and using Python modules. To quit this help utility and return to the interpreter, just type quit. To get a list of available module, keywords, symbols, or topics, type modules, keywords, symbols, or topics. Each module also comes with a one-line summary of what it does to list modules whose name or summary contain a given string, such as spam. Type module spam. Ow, mother. Excuse me. All right. So next hit return, key to enter help mode. Now enter this topic name at the help utility prompt. Keywords. Okay. Keywords. Hit return and alright. To list all keywords of the Python language. Okay. Keywords are the vocabulary of the programming language. Note that Python keywords are case sensitive. These are all in lowercase except false, none, or not, no one, and or none, and true. You know what? I should get a notebook. I should write all these down and then like specifically to know what I'm doing. Give me a Let's see if I can't find a notebook because I don't think we have one in this house. Oh, ow, my knee. Like an old man, like 95. All right. Alrighty then. Sorry about that. Got good news. I found my old notebook from Argo. Fitting that I would type this out or write this out when I'm really don't need these headphones, honestly. They're just kind of sitting here on my head for no reason because I'm not listening to anything. I'm just talking. So I can go over to set that forward. All right, here's the list of Python keywords. Enter any keyword to get more help. See, that's the thing. I want to write this down so I don't have to constantly go into the help thing. So bear with me while I write these down. Oh. Well, how about we go ahead and wait right here, boys and girls, while we work on writing this out for you. Yeah, false, always capitaled. I also might want to put down like what these keywords are for, because if I just put down keywords in my notebook, I'm like, keywords for what? Why would I have false down as a keyword? Oh, my handwriting is fucking atrocious. Well, the reason why is because most of my life I haven't worked in a job that really needed to worry about writing or my handwriting. Nobody needed to read my handwriting. I was usually just working physically demanding jobs, like working at construction or working in warehouses. And I finally got a job where I worked at a really amazing job where it was just I was working with new technology. You know, I was working with Argo. I don't know how many of you know about this story about what happened to me or what went on, but Argo, unfortunately, when I was working there, they um they folded as a company. Unfortunately, it's an unfortunate situation. Like I can't fault anybody, and I never will. You know, it is what it is. It's business. I don't blame anybody for it. You know, we weren't where we were supposed to be. We tried, we did our best, you know, and the powers that be didn't want to keep on funding us, and I get it. Again, no disrespect. They treated us really, really well at the end there, and they really, really, really tried. You know, it's the way the world works. But now I'm trying to learn new skills. Ah, shit. Sorry, as I'm talking, writing out shit that isn't supposed to be there. ELSE. Anyways, I'm trying to learn new skills. I'm trying to go back to school because I don't want to do physically demanding jobs. Nothing against people who do them. Again, I think I've had that conversation before, but I don't have any issue with people who do manual labor jobs. I can't do it. I just can't do it anymore. I get easily depressed from it. It's doesn't feel fulfilling. I don't feel like I'm actually making a difference in the world or doing anything really. I mean, I know it is making a difference, but like when you get treated like a machine, you feel like you're just, you're not. Oh, hey, here's a pizza. It's true though. Like all we pizza parties are the participation trophy of support from your managers. All those blue collar guys are like, I don't get no for participation trophy. That's for like little kids and child. Like we're grown ass adults. It's like okay, but you get pizza parties from your manager and you don't say shit, or you give the pizza parties because you are a manager. That is a participation trophy. We earned our money. We earned like if we went above and beyond and we did an amazing job and we got the job done and all this stuff, you should give a bonus, not a fucking pizza party. That's just stupid. That's a stupid concept. If we busted our asses, either just thank us or give us more money. We're not here to make friends or family. We're here to get a paycheck. I don't mind having a good work environment, a friendly work environment where I can go to my manager and have a complaint. My manager's not going to then throw me under the bus or get mad at me for pointing out something that is going wrong. That is a good work environment, being treated with respect and being paid what you are actually worth. That is a good work environment. But that's not how people see it. It's not how companies see it. If I bust my ass in a job, I expect to be treated with at least some modicum of respect. That's why I liked Argo so much, was that when I busted my ass, my manager told me, hey, you're doing a fucking amazing job. Do not stress. You're doing a good job. And like they went to bat for us and like, hey, they've earned this, they've earned that. Like treat them with this is respect. Like all that stuff. They went to bat for us. It wasn't I'm going to toe the company line because they're the ones who pay my check. It's like I'm going to toe the worker line because they're the ones who are doing the jobs that I expect them to do, but they're doing an amazing job. They're getting the job done. They're doing their best. They're killing it every day. They're the reason why I look so fucking good. The people above me don't make me look good. It's the people below that make me look good. So I better treat them like they actually deserve to be treated. That's why I like my job. All of my managers were like that at Argo. They all treated us with absolute respect. They never treated us like we were just a part of like an assembly line of workers that could be easily replaced. When I worked at other warehouses, oh boy, you could be replaced like that. Even though they couldn't have anybody, they couldn't hire people to do the job half the time because that's why we were so understaffed. But the minute you stepped out of line, oh man, oh man, did they tell you straightforward that you were replaceable as shit. They were quick as hell to fire you if you went out of like you're like, hey, I'm sick. Well, you're out of PTO or you're out of UPT or something like that. Well, I can't help that I'm sick. When I was sick the other times, and I used UPT, and here I am sick now again. I can't help that. That's just the way the world works. You get sick, and I literally don't want to get anybody else sick because then that'll take the whole fucking place down if I get other people sick. No, we expect you to be here. Okay, I'll be there. Oh, Tom's sick now too, and then Steve's sick, and then Jeff's sick. Yeah, I told you when I was sick I shouldn't have come in. Well, you only have a limited amount of UPT, and I also have a limited amount of patience with you. And see how fast that breaks. Before I say, fuck it, I'll go find a different job. There we go, wrote those all down. Needed to write them down. They were important for me to write down. Anyways. Onward and upward. Oh, wait, I need a drink of water. I'm fucking talking so much. I never talk this much when I'm streaming. This is a new situation for me. That's coil's already fucking burnt. Anyways. I was gonna watch my language, but you know, I don't. Alright, so. After I've got the Python language up, now enter the topic and okay. Then enter the command command to help utility prompt quit. Alright, so let me just type out QUIT. Return to exit help mode and return to an interactive shell window prompt. You are now leaving help return Python interpreter. If you want to ask for help when you just want help on a single topic, you can simply enter the topic name within quotes. Okay, so if I just want help with a specific thing, like keywords, instead of having to go through all this and then seeing the options and then typing out keywords or something like that, I can just do help parentheses keywords parentheses enter. Oh shit. Oh right, that's right. So help. Then always have to have that keywords. Yeah, and then there we go. So you always have to have those quotes, or they quote, or they call it quotes, but they're not quotation marks. Quotation marks are two. This is a one singular. So I don't know why that does that. But anyways, hit return to list all keywords in the Python language and remain in interactive shell window prompt. So I can still remain. That's now I'm in just the interactive window prompt, as opposed to before where I was in a totally different window that I couldn't do anything with. So I can keep this up and like still use it as a reference guide. So that is absolutely fucking cool to know. Thank you. That's why I like this book. I'm so glad I bought this book. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be doing, saving programs. The procedure described here will be used to demonstrate the code examples given throughout this book. Cool. The idle shell windows described on page 14 and 15, which was the ones right before this, is a great place to try out snippets of code, but it cannot save your code. Happily, idle also provides an edit window where you can create longer pieces of programming code that can be stored in a py file on your computer. This means you can easily return the code. Rerun the code without retyping all the instructions at the shell window. Thank fucking God. Prompt. And this lets you edit your code to try new ideas. The procedure to create, save, and run your code looks like this. Okay, so all right. So open an edit window from the shell window by selecting File, New File from shell window menu items, or by pressing the Control+N shortcut key. All right, so how about we do this way? Show new file. All right, so it's opened up on a new one. So we're gonna go ahead and switch this back to full instead of that one small, like instead of just being on that. Properties, screen 2, done. Okay. All right, so, or by pressing Control and plus N. If I click out of this, I'm over here, should be able to just click Control N. And there we go. So I just had to press those two together. I'm gonna try and do everything it's telling me to do, so that way you can see it all, I can see it all, and I can rewatch it later. So this is kind of helping me learn things. I'll actually write that down as well. Control plus N equals opening and edit window. Okay. All right. So type code into the edit window, then save it by selecting File Save from the edit window menu, items, or by pressing the Control plus S shortcut or shortcut keys. I don't know any fucking code. You know what? We'll just. Okay. And then Control plus S shortcut key. So either I can do and save it by selecting File Save from the edit window menu, or by pressing Control S. I'm not going to probably do that. I'll just do the File and Save. And so I'll put that on my desktop, and then do this Python code. Press save. And there it is. Shows up on the screen as its own separate thing to save. That's kind of good. All right. All right, so run save code from the edit window by selecting run module from the edit window menu items, or by pressing the F5 shortcut key. Run save code from the edit window. I guess that doesn't do it. Oh. Oh. So if I'm over in the edit window, this window here, and if I just click F5, because I already have this code written out, it'll instantly open this. So I have to be on this window when I press F5. And when I press F5, it'll instantly populate the code over here and give me the answer there. It won't type out the code that I already typed. It'll just give me the answer that I wanted. So that's kind of cool. That's really neat to know, honestly. So I'm gonna write this down in notes. In edit window, press F5. That will make the shell window. Jesus, I can't fucking write. When I'm trying to write out a thought, it's like when I'm trying to write it out, my brain kind of goes wonky with its writing. It's like I can't. Yeah, that I just made this even look more stupid. Anyways, fill that out. Shell window. We'll make the show window spit out the response to the code. Cool. All right. I'm trying to get through most of this first part on the stream, and then I'll probably switch over to play some games or something like that. But right now, I just thought we're gonna chat. We're gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna muse my ideas while I do this. Well, I should also try the other way. So just that way I can also see it done without the F5. So run save code from the edit window by selecting run. So just click run. Run module. There it is. All right. So I can do it either way. I think F5 is much more convenient because it's just right there on my. I don't have to click on anything else. But the run is important because I know that's right up there in that bar. All right, output from from your program code will appear in the show window as the program runs, or a helpful error message will appear there if the interpreter discovers an error in your code. Well, that's good. It realizes there's an error and it's like, oh, that's not what's supposed to come out. Let's go ahead and think about this for a second there, champ. So open an idle show window, then select the File, New File menu item to open an idle edit window. Okay. Now in the idle edit window, precisely enter this code, print hello world, got that. Next in the idle edit window, select the File Save menu item to open the Save As dialog, then save your program code as a file name, hello world. Well, I changed it to Python net code. Finally, in the idle edit window, select run module, and yeah, okay. So it just did everything I already just did. It was just going over the rest of that. But it's good to name it, what it is. So that's good. I've done that part. I know what I'm doing for that moment. Like, that's as much as I know right now. And I'm trying to internalize it. That's why I'm writing these things down. That's why I'm recording myself while I'm doing this, while I'm doing it on stream, because hey, I might be doing it, but you might want to do it at home. And then I'm also doing it physically. So I'm like, 3 ways I'm going to try and internalize this information as much as possible. So that way I can come back to it later and be like, oh, I remember, I just typed this out and I do this and it should pop up like this. And try and keep it in my memory. I have a hard time learning. I've always had a hard time learning. In fact, I got yelled at a lot as a kid because I couldn't understand what the frick my parents were trying to say to me. Like, what is 2 plus 2? I don't know. You learned it at school. Okay. You just learned this at school. Uh-huh. I've seen myself do that, and I've also seen, unfortunately, my friends who have kids do that, and I'm like, that I know what that kid is going through. I instantly know what that kid's going through. I see it in their eyes. They do know the answer, but they also don't know what to give you because it's a confusing situation to be screamed at the top of your lung. I know it's like a slow build up. You're starting out, what's 2 plus 2? I don't know. And they're like, the kid's kind of all over the place. They're just looking around. They're kind of like, they're not focusing. And you want them to focus. You want them to be like, hey, you got to do this. What is 2 of these plus 2 of these equal 4? See, when you do it, when you get them to go, and this, you give them 2 different things to look at, and then they see 4, they go 4. I don't know why that's a confusing concept sometimes to people. It's that when kids are young, they're visual learners. You got to find something that connects to them. You got to find something that's like, okay, so you really like you like pop figures, right? Now, if I have one pop figure, and if you have to have them there to give them the visual. Go, this pop figure plus this pop figure equals 2. As long as they know their numbers, 2. They should be able to get that because it's something that they can relate to, they can connect to. Like for me, I like money. I think everybody likes money, but I was able to connect all my math problems with money, except for the abstract concept ones where they were like, this train's going 355 miles an hour, and this train's going 455 miles an hour. This one is 10 miles away, and this one is 32 miles away. Which one will get there at what time? And you're like, ugh, what? I think I'm gonna end my Python thing here. I mean, this is a very basic beginning, and I know that there's a lot more. I'm almost done with the first chapter. Let's just power through. All right. One essential feature of all computers' programming language is the ability to store data values by the programming code. This ability is provided by a simple data structure called a variable. A variable is a container in which an item of data can be stored, much like a real life object can be stored in a box. Okay. So, programming code, this ability is provided by a simple data structure called a variable. Right, so one essential feature of all computer programming languages is the ability to store data. Store data values by a program, which is a variable. Okay. When creating a variable, you give it a name of your choice, subject to the naming conventions of the programming language that acts like a label on a box. The data item stored within the variable can subsequently be retrieved using its given name, just as you can find a real life object in a box by reading its label. Okay? Makes sense. Whenever you go move and you have a box labeled kitchen, you know that's where it goes. It goes to the freaking kitchen. So that makes sense. So the variable is that representation. When creating a variable, you give it a name, and that's how you know what it goes to. Data to be stored in a variable can be assigned in a Python program with the equal assignment operator. For example, to store the numeric value 8 in a variable named a equals 8. Okay, that is unfortunately one of those damn it makes sense, but it's still like, so that variable, it's just going into mathematics again. Nikes. I knew I was gonna regret picking up this as a thing I want to learn, but I have to learn it, and I have to understand that concept. So a equals 8. It's like x equals 9. So what is the value of x? You have to figure the value of x. So, okay. The stored value can then be retrieved using the variable's name, so that the statement print a will output the stored value 8. That variable can subsequently be assigned a different value, so its value can vary as the program proceeds. Hence the term variable. Okay? In Python programming, a variable must be assigned an initial value initialized. Okay? Otherwise, its value remains undefined, and the interpreter will report a not defined error. Multiple variables can be initialized by a common value in a single statement using the sequence of equals assignments. For example, to initialize variables named A, B, and C, each with a numeric value of 8, like this: A equals B equals C equals 8. Some programming languages, such as Java, demand you specify in its declaration what type of data a variable may contain. This reserves a specific amount of memory space and is known as static typing. Python variables, on the other hand, have no such limitation and adjust the memory allocation to suit the various data values assigned to their variables. Dynamic typing, this means they can store integer, whole numbers, floating points, floating point numbers with a fractional part following the decimal point, text strings, or Boolean values. Boolean values, I guess. Yeah, it's Boolean. Boolean values of true or false as required. Good lord. With static typing, the variable type is checked at compile time, but with dynamic typing in Python, the variable type is checked at runtime. All right, getting a little confused because I haven't been able to type anything yet, so I'm kind of curious as to how I'm gonna. I want to be able to connect the dots. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and close this one. And we're gonna file. No. Ah, God damn it. All right, so that opens up a new one. All right, so edit window. Then enter the code to create a variable named var to store a whole integer number var equals a. So var equals 8. Next, add a statement to display the stored integer value. Okay. Open an idle edit window, then enter the code to create a variable named var to store a whole integer number. Okay. So file, then save, top, var, save, and come, then next add a statement to display stored integer value. So okay, so what the fuck? Assign a new what? I'm print var. Assign a new floating point or float number to the variable, then add a statement to display the stored float value. Var equals 3.142. Okay, so wait. And go down here, then put var equals 3.42 and type print var, enter. Now assign a text string to this variable, then add statement to display the stored string values. Var equal code. Okay, so var equal code. Wait. Code in or in easy. Print var. And finally, assign a logic truth value to the variable, then add a statement to display the stored Boolean value. So var equal true, print var. Okay. Save the file, then run the. Okay, so I'm gonna file, save. Okay. It should just save over the regular one. Now we type. Now we just click run or press F5. So run module. Woo! That's cool. So that makes a little bit more sense after going through it all. Type var 8 equals, so I would have to make sure that each one represented that. Okay. Okay. Holy crap. I'm almost done. Adding comments when you begin to code longer programs. It is useful to add comments at the start of each piece of code describing the purpose of that piece. This makes the code more easily understood by others and by yourself when revisiting the code at a later date. In the Python programming language, everything on a single line after a hashtag character is ignored by the interpreter. This means that a single line comment can be inserted after a hashtag character. Open an idle edit window, then enter the. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. New file, edit, okay. Open an idle edit window, then enter commented code to initialize a variable and display its value. The hashtag initialize program status. Okay, so hashtag program status equal true. Print run front state, and then comma running, and then print. Save a file and then run the program to see the comment get ignored and the stored value display in the output. Okay, so file, save. I'm gonna name this one as adding comments. Save. Okay. Now run module. Run state true. So that is actually what is supposed to come out so far. So to readily identify aspects of your code, idle automatically colorizes your code both in the shell window and the edit window with the default color set listed in the table below, which is built-in function names print. Okay. We're gonna write this down as well, because this is kind of important stuff to know. Built-in function names like print are purple. String in quote marks like hello world. String in quote marks like hello world are green. Symbol, numbers, and names just black. Symbol, number, and names show as black. Coder created function names and functions. So shell window outputs are just blue. Keywords always are going to be orange. Like true. finally, edit window comments and show window errors. Come as red. So I'll just put down errors. Okay. Color listed in the steps throughout this book also use the default idle colors for consistency. Okay. Naming rules, keywords, false, non, all that stuff that we had earlier. Variable containers that you create in your code to store data within a program can be given any name of your choosing, providing you do not use any of the programming language keywords such as Python keywords in the table above, and the name adheres to the naming rules listed in the table below. So cannot be a keyword. True cannot contain arithmetic operators. So any of the keywords can't be a keyword or cannot be a keyword. Cannot contain arithmetic operations like A plus B star C. Cannot contain symbols like at and exclamation point and anything like that. Cannot contain any spaces, no spaces. Cannot start with a number, so like I'm too bad. Can contain numbers elsewhere, it's like good one. So it can't just be at the beginning of the name. So if I wanted to call myself Baldy 3, that works. But if I go 3 Baldy, it wouldn't work. Or Mustache Maestro 1, or but I can do that, but I can't do 1 Mustache Maestro. Can contain letters of mixed case, so up and down. So I can do like it can have a uppercase and a lowercase. Can contain underscores, so just mustache underscore maestro. That works. Variable names are case sensitive in Python, so variable names var, and all capitalized var, capitalized V, and then AR, and then just lowercase var would be treated as 3 separate variables. Summary. A computer program is a set of instructions written by a coder that enable computers to become useful. Electronic components of a computer are its hardware, whereas program instructors are its software. Computers understand low-level machine code, high-level programming languages in human readable form get automatically translated into low-level machine code. Programming languages possess data structures to store information and control structures to determine progress. The Python programming language has simple syntax, requires no manual compilation, and includes a library of functions. Python development environment is called idle. Integrated development, this is dev and then L meant development, but they made sure they had the L capitalized. And then environment. Idle provides a shell window containing an interactive prompt for testing and an edit window for coding programs. The idle help utility is accessed by entering a help and then brackets statement at a shell window prompt, which is shell window. So if I want to get access to it, I just have to go do that. After typing programming or program code into an idle edit window, it must first be saved as a file before the program can be run. Output from a program run from the edit window appears in the shell window, or a helpful error message appears. A variable is a named container that allows a single item of data to be stored for use by a program. Data stored in a variable can be retrieved using the variable's name and may be replaced by assigning a new value. Variables in Python programming can store any type of data. Comments can usefully be added to program code after beginning the comment with a hashtag character. Variable names must not use any of the programming language keywords and must adhere to its naming rules. That is the end of chapter 1. We got through it all. I will have to say that I enjoy doing this on stream. It's kind of making it more fun for me. It also gives me a chance to like look at this later and like revisit what I did. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm gonna probably have to go take the doggo UTSID real quick. I'm gonna end the programming aspect of my stream right there. I'm gonna probably play some games now. So if you want to stick around for that, I'd appreciate it. If not, I'm not gonna hold it against you. But no, I hope you guys enjoyed that because that was fun for me, and I hope that you can learn something from me doing it on stream, and you can do it at home as well. Personally, I feel very accomplished in what I just did. I know that sounds really childish, like it's just like, oh, dude, all you did was just do some codes that it told you to do. Yeah, no, absolutely, and it is very simple. I shouldn't be that excited about it, but I really am, as stupid as that is. This is a big book, and I kind of want to do a little series on this, where I'll do like every once in a while a stream, going over the, I might do this again tomorrow, going over some more of the information that's in this book. Yeah, I bought it, so I'm gonna do it on stream, and I'm gonna have you guys watch me do it. Sorry. But yeah, so give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna go do that with the doggo. I also have a different book that I don't know if I'm going to be able to do with you guys, because it's more of a, for me, it's going to be more of a learning tool just for funsies, because I don't have it's this book, Cybersecurity. It's something that I wish I could do, but unfortunately I don't have the things that it wants me to use, because in the book it even tells you like, hey, like you need these objects. If you don't have them, then you're not going to be able to do what we're asking you to do. I started reading it the other day. It does teach you how to do creating a physical Linux system, which is what I really wanted to learn. But I wanted to learn like Linux. Yeah, so here it is. You need basically an i9 core to start with. I have that, but I don't have everything else. It needs 8 different cores. So, and the i9 comes with 8 cores. It's just what it is. Then you need an Asus RT AC5300, which is $200, which is what they call the cheap end. The Net SG 3100, again, they said that's cheap. It's $200 to $300. A Netgear GS 308E. Again, that's not cheap. Then an ETAP 2003, and a Ubiquiti device. Ubiquiti, that's what it was saying. Those are all pretty expensive items. I know that the book is telling me that it's I'm sure they have a deal with them, or they are actually making a honest to God that those are the best bang for a cheaper dollar in comparison to like the other things out there that you can buy that are probably way cheaper, but they are shit. But I could read it for you guys, and you can kind of like learn, maybe if you want to learn on your own. But I definitely want to try and learn some things about this. So give me, again, I'd say 15 minutes, because it takes a little while to take them outside sometimes, especially because it's cold outside and he needs to put his jacket on. And I wanted to get cold. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this away, and then I'm going to actually create a new folder for this. Put my Python stuff in there. I don't know why I did this. Whatever. Rename Python coding, and do this, bring it over here, and there we go. Not sure why I did that, but whatever. Hey everybody, thank you for watching. Please go ahead and subscribe, click that notification button for any time that I'll be posting new videos, new content. I appreciate you all. Thank you again for watching Mustache Maestro. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, and follow me on Twitch. So, thank you again.